You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Well, hello. Welcome to episode 328 of the Soulforge podcast.
Welcome to the Soulforge, a place of silent mystery, quiet contemplation, and outright mayhem. Join your host, Sean Vanderloo, as he guides you through the adventures of living. Together, we'll talk about life and love, sex and dating, joy and heartache, memories and loss, and so much more. Don't worry, it's not nearly as pretentious as it sounds. Get ready for life, the universe, and everything on the Soulforge.
Hello, everybody. I am one of your hosts, Sean.
And Leah.
And how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. And I hope all of our listeners out there in podcast land are doing equally well.
Yes. I'm a little tired, though, I do have to say.
You are?
Yesterday was a big day, and today, and all this week is going to be a big day, too, so...
Right,
yeah.
Because there's a lot going on.
Yes. Anybody listening, you can hear that noise in the background. That's our cat, Shiro, playing with a kitty toy. So hopefully it's not too distracting for everyone, but...
Well, it can't be a podcast without an animal doing something weird.
That's right. Absolutely. And I really think, actually, people enjoy these little quirks because they know that we're actually two real people, not trying to be pretentious.
And we're not in a professional sound studio.
Nope, not at all.
With all the bells and whistles
Nope.
and the recording level mixes and
Nope.
the soundproofing. And we're just sitting in the living room
Yep.
with the window open. The birds are chirping. It's raining. The cats are doing their things.
Yeah.
And we're just here to entertain the heck out of you for 20 minutes or
Absolutely. Absolutely. So anybody who has listened to us before, they know we have 3 cats, Shiro, Daffy, and Roman. And Roman is nowhere to be found right now that I can see, but Daffy has her head literally stuck in the water bowl. And Shiro is, like, on occasion going to this toy, and it's one of those toys with the ball inside and the scratch pad in the middle, and it's got a track, and you just they just throw the ball. And it spins around. So she's the only one that plays with that, though. I've never seen the others play with it.
No, me neither.
No. So that's kind of her toy that she really, really enjoys. So anyway, back to our topic, since people are learning how unprofessional we really are.
I think they knew that long ago.
Yeah? Okay.
But that's part of the charm and the appeal of the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
We're just real people.
Doing real things.
Yep. That's it. We're real.
There you go. Okay, now that's out of the way. We've been spending time out at your dad's house.
Yeah.
Trying to get him ready to move.
Yeah.
So I think we mentioned this briefly before.
Mm-hmm.
He lives about 45 minutes away from us.
Yes.
And he's moving a further 20 minutes away the other way.
Yeah.
Into his wife's second home. Mm-hmm. Because she is in a nursing home.
Yep,
about a 3-minute drive from her old house that she was renting out.
Yeah.
Because they lived together in Bruce Mines.
Yep.
And she kept this house in Thessalon.
Yeah, so just to give everybody a little bit of background, my stepmother was, she owned this house prior to their marriage, and she owned it jointly with her mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we've decided that instead of having your dad drive 20 minutes every second day from Bruce Mines to Thessalon, he's going to be 78 this month. So
yep, end of this month. Yep.
Yeah. How about we get him closer to his wife that he sees every second day, and this way he can see her every day if he wants.
Yep. Yep.
And he doesn't have to do that 20-minute drive on the highway.
We're also concerned about snow and his mobility, right? Because as Sean said, he's going to be 78 this month, and this may be the last year he drives. Snow is always unpredictable in our little area of Canada,
the Great White North of Ontario.
Yeah, and we get really weird weather, and it concerns me about him being on the highway like that, So I think it's best that he moves closer. If he does have mobility issues, we can get him an electric scooter, and he can still, you've been there, it's only like 3 to 4 blocks away.
That's right. Not far.
It's not far.
That's right. So what we've been doing is prepping this house.
Yep.
In Thessalon, because we told the tenants they had to leave.
Yes, so he had tenants in there before. Yep.
So they're gone now.
Yeah.
And we've been painting.
And that was an experience all by itself that I think deserves at least a little nod in this episode about having tenants.
Being a landlord.
Yeah, because I did, and how it is to be a landlord as well. So when I had to take legal guardianship of my stepmother, I also became a landlord because I had to manage her property, this home, right? Yeah. This property. I didn't like it. I don't want to be a landlord.
What?
No.
Why not?
No.
What seems to be the issue?
Well, especially given its remote location, it's difficult to get services there. So when something goes wrong, you have to call somebody, and it's like, okay, I'll be there this afternoon or tomorrow. Like, it can't be urgent.
It's a little rural town an hour away from us here in Sault Ste. Marie.
Yes.
Nobody wants to go there.
Well, it's not that nobody wants to go there. It's a lot of retirement living, right?
That too.
And so a lot of people, even though it's a fully functioning town, there's only one grocery store. There's one pharmacy. There's, and all the services of like telephone, TV, repairs, all those things are outside of that town.
Well, that's right. The head offices are here.
Yeah, exactly. Or like Blind River, or, places that are a little bit larger that service sort of these little areas. It's also, as we figured out in moving Dad, that like places like Home Depot where you get appliances or something like that, they don't deliver to those places.
No, it's too far out of their zone.
Yeah. So just so that everyone appreciates it, it's more retirement country. Like it's
a bunch of old people doing old people things.
And there are some younger people with who want to revitalize a lot of the homes. There's a lot of construction and revitalizing going on, but it's a very rural area. So in trying to move Dad, it's been a struggle because we have to drive there. I took off this week and you took off a couple of days to help me out, which I'm very thankful for because it's been very difficult.
We had to borrow a trailer from my dad.
Yep.
And a fridge cart.
Yep.
We had to go to Home Depot, get him a fridge because his fridge is old.
Yeah.
And we can't move it from, well, we could, but to get it out of that house would be an impossible chore.
And to clean it.
Oh, yeah, he smokes in his house.
Yeah.
And so did his wife?
Yes. So they both smoked about 3 packs a day for about 20 years.
So everything in that house is covered in a gross layer of grime and smoke, and there's nothing almost salvageable in there.
There's going to be a very select few things that are coming.
Well, we took a couple trailer loads from his house to the new house yesterday.
Yeah.
And we put the stuff in the garage.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want the smell to penetrate the new house that you just painted.
Yeah.
So we took vinegar and some paper towels and wiped it down, and they were black.
Yep.
It was beyond.
So it's so gross.
He wants to bring all kinds of things from his old house to his new house. And I think 90% of the stuff has to stay.
Yeah, we're not really... right now, we have to move the essentials, and that's all. That's all we can do right now is move the essentials. We cannot move extra stuff right now. And also, things that are extra are going to have to... that can come are going to have to sit in the garage overnight or a few nights, to help with the smell... It's gonna be a long road to hoe for this.
It is for sure. Yes, yes. You know what else is a long road to hoe? This promo for another podcast right here on the ESO Network.
Step into the captivating world of Hollywood storytelling with Tales from Hollywoodland. Join producers Arthur E. Friedman, Stephen J. Rubin, and Julian Schlossberg as they uncover the secrets behind your favorite entertainment. From juicy behind-the-scenes tales to classic Hollywood dirt, we've got it all. Tune in each week for compelling stories, industry insight, and behind-the-scenes tidbit. Don't miss out. Join us for Tales from Hollywoodland. Available on all major platforms. Your Hollywood adventure starts here.
All right, and that was a lovely promo. I don't know what I'm putting in there yet, and I don't know if that was a good transition for it or not. But there we go.
Alrighty.
So a lot of stuff to do at the house. You and my dad's, I don't know what she is. Friend. Used to be his girlfriend, and now they're just friends, companions, whatever.
Yep.
She helped you paint.
Yes, she did. She was a very big help to me yesterday, and I thank her for it, because I don't know that I could have accomplished as much as I did yesterday without her.
I don't think so either.
No.
Because me and my dad and your son Wyatt, we picked up the fridge, and we got a stove.
Yep.
Because he didn't have a stove in his old house.
No. So the tenants took the stove, fridge, washer and dryer with them when they left. I don't know, and I cannot say for sure whether or not that those things belong to my stepmother or not. I have no idea. They were probably old and not very energy efficient anyways, so
it's just as well.
Yeah, I really, you know what, it doesn't bother me. I really do like the new fridge that I got, Dad, and I'd love to talk about that a little bit, because
it's a Galans.
Yeah.
From Home Depot.
Yeah.
It's the retro style.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so cute.
Yeah, I've got a little bar fridge from Galans. It seems to be the new brand, GALANZ or Z.
Yeah.
And it's all retro style.
Yeah. And he really appreciated it, I think. And I think the challenge for him, as well as a lot of people, and this was even a challenge for me when I went from a family of 4 to a family of 2 and now a family of 3, is that we think we need more than we really actually do.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah.
And we don't.
We don't. I don't know if you faced that challenge when you separated from a family or whatever.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to adjust.
Yeah.
Because you're used to a certain way of doing things.
Yeah.
And then that's all gone, like instantly.
Yeah.
So you have to adjust and adapt.
Yep. So a family of 4, obviously eats and needs more than a family of 2.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he had a giant fridge at his old place.
Yeah, he still does. Yeah.
Yes, and now the new fridge, it's what I think 5 cubic feet.
It's 7.9.
Is it 7.9? Okay.
Yeah, 7.9 cubic feet. So it's decent for one person. I think it's all he needs.
It's perfect for one person.
Absolutely. And then he has a couple of freezers that he says he wants to bring over. They're smaller freezers, so that's okay. He's got 2. He said he actually has 3, but 2 is the max that's coming. 1 will stay in the garage.
It would have to, because there's no room.
Yeah, he can have 1 in the garage, and I think the second one, I have an idea of where I want to put it, but we might be able to put it in the back laundry room area as well. I was thinking the dining room, but maybe that back laundry room
That's probably
area
best.
as well.
Yes,
it can go there. So we have options, but I don't know what a single man or even a couple need 3 freezers for.
Me neither. I don't think he does.
And it's not like he goes and shoots a cow anymore or anything. You know what I mean? Like, my dad doesn't go hunting anymore.
He mostly eats sandwiches.
Yeah, that's his main.
So unless you're filling it with bread so you don't have to run to the grocery store, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what it is that he's filling his freezers with, and I'm sure that our audience can sort of relate to this, especially with the ever-growing price of groceries and everything like that. We simply just... I know for myself, I don't want things to go to waste. It drives me crazy.
Yes.
So I want to use what I've purchased, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's the saga of trying to move your dad from one place to another. He hasn't packed anything.
No.
So trying to get him out of that house is a chore. Like after we dropped off, what I can't remember what we did yesterday, but we picked up a load and we were leaving and we left him behind because he can't really move anything or do stuff. So I told him, okay, it looks like you're moving into this house instead of moving out.
Yeah.
So how about you spend the evening taking these boxes that you have and pack up your essentials?
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he has or will.
Yeah. So right now, the task is to get him to pack the essentials. So if he wants to move to his new house and actually sleep there, which I guess is his goal for tonight.
Oh, really?
He's got to pack up the television. He's got to pack up his chair. He's got to pack up his bedroom.
Right.
So his bedroom is the main thing. The bed has to come out. I want, new sheets and that type of thing on his bed. And his bed has to go upstairs.
Yes.
So that has to be taken apart.
Oh boy.
It can't go in the way it can't go together.
No, of course not.
It has to be taken apart.
Yeah.
So, and his room and his home right now is so dark.
Yeah.
You can't see in there.
All the white curtains are yellow.
Yeah.
And they're all closed.
Yeah.
And there's really no lights on in the house. And all the walls are dark wood as well.
Yeah, and they're dark colors.
And he's got a lot of dark colored furniture.
Yeah.
So it's very dungeony.
Yeah.
Even though it's on a second floor.
Yeah.
So it's not ideal.
No.
Should we tell the listeners that we have been house hunting?
Yeah. Yeah. Why are we doing that? What the hell?
I know, right?
What the hell are we thinking?
We just want to move everybody all at once.
Yeah. The reason we're doing that is because we have a growing family, and I don't mean, we're adding people.
Are you pregnant?
No, I'm not pregnant. We are adding, our family is actually growing up. So my son is growing up, your son is growing up, as in aging, and they have different needs now. And same with us, we are a couple, we're married, we want to start our lives together, and have a little bit of privacy of our own.
That would be nice.
Yeah. So, we are essentially looking for more house is what we're looking for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I would say a good 80% of my stuff is in a storage locker right now.
Yep.
And I don't want it in a storage locker. I'd like it where I'm living.
Yes.
And there's no room here for that.
Exactly.
So.
Same with, we don't have room for guests.
No, there's no guest room here.
No, there's no guests. We have a guest room, but it's not being used as a guest room right now.
It's your son's media room.
Yeah, it's my son's gaming media room.
And it's a small room to begin with.
And it's small. And that's the thing, right?
It'd be good for a nursery, but not for the person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if we have out of town guests.
Right.
Like when Paul was here, him and his wife, they really didn't have to get a hotel room if we had room for them.
Oh, you mean Paul, my co-host from the Epsilon 3 podcast.
That's right.
And the Cosmic Pizza podcast.
That's right.
Yes. He was here with his wife last year.
Yes. So had we had room, we could have invited them to stay with us.
Exactly. That would have been nice.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So we need something better. We did find an ideal place. It had 4 bedrooms and a 24 by 24 heated wired garage. And the bank took too long to approve us.
Yep.
Because nobody's working at the banks these days, and it's taking forever.
And it's banks are overwhelmed, right? They have a lot of people applying for mortgages and whatnot. So these people are, when people are buying homes and stuff like that, it's taking a long time. Gathering information and getting back to you, and I'm assuming they have busy work days, and it's just it was a nightmare.
So we missed out on this perfect house for us.
Yeah, we did. We have a few on the horizon.
Actually, we're going to go look at more this evening.
Yeah,
we've looked at about 10 so far.
And honestly, okay, people, if you're selling your home,
oh my, yeah,
please, first of all, mow your lawn. Please, okay, mow your lawn. This is a task that you have to do anyways, whether you sell your home or not, because you have to move somewhere else and then you have to mow the lawn there. So mowing the lawn is not difficult. Please mow your lawn.
That's true.
Mow the lawn or hire somebody to mow your lawn. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, declutter.
Oh yeah, that's important.
It is. And we'll have to do the same. And I understand that you might have to put things in the garage or in the basement or whatever to declutter, but do your best to declutter.
Yes. There was one house we went into, and obviously it was tenants, not the owner of the house selling the place. And it looked great from the outside.
Beautiful, actually.
Made in probably the 1920s, whatever. Very, very intricate stonework and whatever. You went in the house and you almost puked from the smell. They must have had 7 or 8 cats.
Yep.
There were fly strips hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Just a cluttered mess. There must have been, he must have been a newspaper boy, because there were thousands of newspapers just stacked up everywhere.
You couldn't get to the basement. I don't know how our real estate agent got to the basement.
Yeah, because it was blocked off by newspapers.
It was blocked off, and I don't know if they were using it as a way to hold up the stairs. I don't know. It looked very dangerous.
Yeah, and then the upstairs where the bedrooms were, there was one door that was ripped in half.
Yeah.
It was dirty. It was smelly. It was disgusting. There were flies and cats everywhere.
Yeah.
And you had to hold your breath the entire time.
Yeah.
So we said no.
And let's talk a little bit about how difficult it is to remove tenants. And that was sort of my biggest fear when removing the tenants out of my dad's home, because tenants do have a lot of rights and you have to do the process properly in order to get them out. And sometimes even then, they're not too keen on going, whether it is that they like the location or they're getting a great deal. And people don't like to move.
And you gave these people 6 months notice.
Yes. I followed the law. I looked it up. I followed the law. And the law said that, so my father, because he's married to the owner, he is technically the owner.
Right.
Okay. But I am also the owner. So I went under the premise that the owner is moving in or a family member of the owner. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I could have given them 60 days.
Right.
I gave them 6 months.
You did, which is more than fair.
More than fair. I also gave them last month's free.
Yeah.
So that they could save money and prepare to leave.
Right.
So that was what I did. I kept in good contact with them as well. And they successfully moved out the
very last weekend that they could have.
Yeah.
So they took the whole 6 months.
They did.
But they did it.
And that's, that's all I could really ask them for.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the main thing. They're gone. We've been painting.
Yep.
We've moved a few things over.
Yep.
Your dad is going to have to leave a pile of his stuff behind because not only is there not room, most of that stuff is smoke damaged and not salvageable.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows this or not, but he's not going to have a choice because he's not capable of moving it and we won't be doing it.
No.
So
no, he has to rely on people to move this stuff for him. So
exactly. Yeah. So maybe we'll be moving in the next couple months. We don't know.
Yeah. We're hoping that we can find something acceptable with more room. We also want to have room for your son if he chooses to come and visit.
Yes, that's right, because he's living in Timmins right now, which is about a 6-hour drive away.
Yep.
And he's at him and his family, well, his mother and his stepdad, they're planning on moving to Thunder Bay.
Yes.
Because of reasons.
Yep.
And so that is about 8 hours from here.
Yes.
And Timmins and Thunder Bay are about 8 to 10 hours away from each other as well.
Yes.
But that's where Bishop's mom grew up, in that area.
Yeah.
And they've got family there. And Bishop doesn't want to leave home.
Right.
So he's going to stick with mom. But if he ever does come for a visit here, like he has before, we'll have room for him.
Yes, exactly.
But getting him to travel is quite the task.
Mm-hmm. Of course. But all in all, I have family that live out of town as well. And if they do decide to come, which I hope they do, again, because they just recently visited. If they decide to come, I would like to have space for them to stay as well.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's important. So that's why we're looking for a bigger place. And I've got Star Trek toys and Hot Wheels to display, so I need room for that.
Of course.
And you need your sewing room and all that kind of good
Sewing.
stuff.
I don't sew.
Well, you have vintage sewing machines.
Yes.
And a lot of crochet material.
Yeah, I do crochet and I have my Cricut.
Basically, we need a hobby room.
Yeah, a hobby room or office or whatever.
Something.
The other thing is, of course, I sometimes work from home, so it'd be nice to have a room that, it can be an office.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So a lot of moving stuff going on.
Yeah.
And it's a logistical nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
But them's the breaks.
So you've moved quite a bit.
Yeah, like 45 times.
Yeah.
From the time I was a child, between here in Sault Ste. Marie, moving to North Bay for school, moving up to Timmins, and then back to Sault Ste. Marie. All in all, probably about 45 times.
Okay.
Roughly, give or take 3 or 4.
So if you had 3 tips you could give somebody who's moving to help them move the best way possible, what would you say?
Sell off your collection.
Okay.
Don't be a book hoarder, because they're freaking heavy.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have a third tip.
No?
But totes. Instead of cardboard boxes, if you can buy totes and store your stuff in there, it's so much easier to move your stuff.
Okay. No, that's good.
Yes.
That's good. I hate moving.
So do I, you think I'd love it from the amount of times I've done it.
Yeah, see, I think I've moved way less in my life than you have.
Most people have moved way less.
Yeah. I've moved, so I moved from my family home on Carafel. I've always been a West End girl. So my family home on Carafel, we moved to 2nd Avenue, then 2nd Line. And then when I moved out of there, I moved in with my grandmother. Mm-hmm. And then I moved back to my family home on Carafel. And then I moved to Turner. And then I believe I moved to Wallace Terrace. And then I moved here.
Okay.
So I've moved a handful of times.
Yeah.
I hate moving.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It sucks.
It's the worst. A lot of my moving has been because I've not chosen the best partners for relationship material, but that's beside the point. Anyway, I guess that's about it. Moving sucks. Your stuff is heavy. Nobody wants to do it. Take as few things as you possibly can. Declutter.
Have a yard sale.
Or 7.
Yeah. Try to get rid of as much stuff as you can. If you don't need it or you haven't used it in the last year or two, it's probably time to get rid of it. And try not to maybe be so emotionally attached to things. I understand that
that's
easy.
super difficult.
It is. It is not easy to not get emotionally attached to things. Unfortunately, do you really need it? And you have to really look at it and go, do I really need this? Do I really want to move this?
And 9 times out of the 10, you don't.
That's right. Yeah. So can I let it go and find a way to let it go? Because
take a picture.
The less you move, the better your life is.
The memories are not in the things. The memories are in your head.
That's right. Exactly. And that's why I love to make memories. I love to travel.
Yes.
Because I want to see the world around me when, in the end of my life, I'm going to be in a graveyard.
It's true.
That's it. I won't have these things around me.
No, and most of the stuff just gets thrown out by your relatives or the left behind people anyway.
Yeah.
They don't have the emotional attachment to it. They don't know what it is. Why did this person keep this thing?
I have no idea. Yep, exactly.
So that's why I've been getting rid of some stuff since I've been 40. Of course, I'm a collector at heart, so I keep getting more stuff, but it's a balance.
That makes sense.
So anyway, that's our moving stories for this week on the Soul Forge podcast. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you'll share the links with all your friends and family and enemies and anybody you can think of. But until next time, we'll hope you take care of yourselves and each other. And remember, what you leave behind is not nearly as important as what you take with you. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Soul Forge podcast. Your support is greatly appreciated, and we hope you'll tune in again next time. Remember that you can visit soulforgepodcast.com for all of our social media links. And don't forget to share the show with everyone you know. The Soul Forge podcast is your best source for living your best life.
Think about it.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.